in right. Lexi Shelton will pitch. Maria Hoyme will play second. Shelby Stauberger, the catcher. Jenna Iverson at third. Morgan Eady, the DP. Peyton Jurlid will be the shortstop. And in the 10th spot in the order will be Becca Alcock at first base. First pitch goes high to Lindsey Smith. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 down, nobody on here in the first inning of a scoreless game. As the pitch taken high by Smith. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Linz was 2 for 4 in game number 1. Roti 4 2/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, picking up the loss in game 1 as that one hit out in left center field. It'll land to the right of Kolb for a base hit. So Lindsey Smith now 3 for 5 overall on the night as she gets a 1-out single here in inning number 1. 1 on, 1 out, and Chelsea Twait to the plate. Twait 1 for 4. With 2 runs scored in game number 1. That was after a 2-home run night last night. Both homers coming against Roti. As the pitch taken for a strike, runner goes throw down to second base. Is 1 hopped and past second base. Rosensteel will field behind the bag. Lindsey Smith will get a steal. 0-1 on Twait, but a runner in scoring position for the Vikings with 1 down. Lindsey now 2 for 2 in the steal column this year. 0-1 the count. The pitch to Twait swung on, popped up on the infield left side. Caitlin Sweeney under it will make the catch for the second out of the frame. The defense for Oelwein the same as game number 1. Brooke Meska in left, Heidi Kolb in center. Natalie McMillan in right, Tessa Stewart at third, Caitlin Sweeney at short, Ashley Rosensteel at second, Nicole Bergen at first, and Emily Woods behind the plate. So runner at second and 2 down. Lexi Shelton swings the first one and fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike. Shelton 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored in game number 1 of the doubleheader. No balls, 1 strike, the count on Shelton. The 0-1. That one taken up. It's 1 ball, 1 strike now on Lexi. Update from Decorah on the baseball game that has just gotten underway recently. The pitch taken low. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Waterloo Columbus with a solo home run leads Decorah 1-0 after 2. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 down. The pitch swung on a ground ball towards third and foul. Right through the wickets of Terry Olson in the third base box. So the deuce is wild in the pitcher against pitcher matchup. Runner at second, 2 down here in the first inning of a scoreless game. The pitch. Changeup swung on, driven towards left field. Meska angling towards the line, makes the catch to retire the side. A well-hit ball, but Meska there to make the play. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It is Decorah 0 and Oelwein coming to bat. And the Huskies will bat this way. In fact, it's the same exact lineup that they had in game number 1. Leading off at first base, Nicole Bergen. Batting second at second base is Ashley Rosensteel. Hitting third at shortstop, Caitlin Sweeney. Hitting fourth in left field, Brooke Meska. Hitting fifth, the catcher, Emily Woods. Hitting sixth in right field, Natalie McMillan. Hitting seventh in center field, Heidi Kolb. Hitting eighth, the designated player, Michaela Rael. And batting ninth at third base, Tessa Stewart, with Abby Roti doing the pitching for Oelwein. That lineup will face Lexi Shelton, who got a save in game number 1. She threw the final 3 innings. Gave up 1 unearned run with 1 hit. 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 2 strikeouts for Shelton. She picked up a 5-inning complete game win over Oelwein last night, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, walking none, and striking out 9. It was the first time last night a Decorah pitcher in over a year walked 0 in a game. Nicole Bergen will start to things here in the bottom of the first inning. Bergen was 0 for 2 with 2 sacrifices and an RBI in game number 1. Decorah won that one 5-4. Here in game 2, it's 0-0. His ground ball towards short. Peyton Jurlid picks it up, throws to first base, and that one off the glove of Alcock at first base, and Bergen will reach on the error. It was a bit of a high throw, but Alcock couldn't corral it. E3, 1 on, nobody out. in the bottom of the first inning. And Ashley Rosensteel was 2 for 4 in game number 1. Rosensteel batting from the right-hand side. Grounds one toward short. Hoyme will go to second. Peyton Jurlid makes the put out there. And the lead runner is retired, and Bergen slid to the bag a little funny, and she is down right around second base. Coach Barb Bennett and her assistant coach attending to her right in front of the bag right now. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Bergen in a good amount of pain right now. As she was lying face first, now she's on her back. Coach Terry Olson out to offer a hand if necessary, as Bergen will try to get to her feet. Now she's in a sitting position. It ended up being a force play. I don't believe there was any contact between the defender and Bergen. Whatever happened from an injury situation happened before she reached the bag, or so it appeared. Bergen in a sitting position, and she will reach her feet, and both assistant coaches will try to help her off the field in this situation. Now one of the players from the dugout is going to help her out as well. Bergen not putting any weight on the left leg as she is being assisted off the field, and we hope for the best for that young lady. They're taking their time. Bergen trying to put a little weight on that left leg, and apparently she can't do it. And Bergen's mom came out to the field asking if she can come out there, and Nicole kind of waved her off in that situation, as Bergen taking it gingerly as she walks towards the first base side. The assistant coach and another player helping her off towards the first base dugout. Again, we hope and pray for the best for that young lady. So, making the awkward transition back to the game of softball, it'll be 1 out and a runner at first, and Caitlin Sweeney to the plate in a scoreless game here in the first inning. Sweeney was 0 for 3 with a walk in game 1. And Abby Castley will replace her eventually. And Castley will be the pinch runner at first base for Rosensteel. So, a runner at first base with one down, and Caitlin Sweeney will come to the plate. Sweeney, batting from the right-hand side of the plate, will take the first one low, 1 ball, no strikes. Sweeney 0 for 3, walked and scored in the 5th inning. Here's a ground ball to the right side. It's booted there by Hoyme at second, and everyone's going to be safe. And now Castley will try to reach third, and the throw there is in time. So an error will allow the runner to reach, but pitch outside, Brooke Meska, 1 ball, no strikes. Meska was 4 for 4 in game 1. 2 down here in the first inning as the pitch goes outside. It is 2 balls and no strikes to count now on Meska. Shelton ready in the 2-0, taken low. It comes away from Stahlberger, so moving up to third will be Sweeney on the play. 3 balls and no strikes to count. 3-0 on the pitch. Taken up for ball 4. So Shelton, who went last night without walking a hitter, walked 1 in relief earlier tonight and now has walked Meska. First and third with 2 down, and Emily Woods will come to the plate for Oelwein. Woods 0 for 1 with 2 hit by pitches and a walk in game number 1. Woods squares the bunt, pitch taken outside, runner takes off, and Meska will take second uncontested. It's 1-0 on Emily Woods. One and 0 the count, and the pitch is in there for a strike. It is 1-1. 1-1, change up, swung on, popped up left side. Peyton Jurlett is under it, and she will make the catch to retire the side. So a walk, 2 errors, and 2 runners left. We head to the top of the second inning. It is Decorah 0 and Oelwein 0. Top of the second inning we go. It's a scoreless game between Decorah and Oelwein. Cassie Hoyme, Shelby Stahlberger, and Jenna Iverson will bat in inning number 2. It's actually Maria Hoyme, Shelby Stahlberger, and Jenna Iverson will bat. Vikes got a 1-out single from Lindsay Smith, but nothing else in the first inning. Hoyme was 0 for 3, struck out twice, but did draw a bases-loaded walk in inning number 1, or in game number 1. And now in at first base for the injured Nicole Bergen. For Oelwein is Ashley Rosensteel, and Rachel Bergen will move to second base. Rosensteel moving over to first. Hoyme batting from the right-hand side of the plate, and the first pitch taken up. It is 1 ball and no strikes. Maria did have that game-winning RBI on the bases-loaded walk in game number 1. That was the run that gave Decorah the lead for good as the pitch taken high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The count on Maria Hoyme. 2-0. Dropped low for 3 balls, no strikes. So Roti, the losing pitcher, trailing in game number 1, trailing in the count to Maria Hoime to lead off game number 2. And the pitch is taken at the knees for a strike. It's 3-1. 3-1 the count with Stahlberger and Iverson to follow here in game number 2. The pitch, that one rolled in there for ball 4. So Hoime reaches on the leadoff walk here in the second inning. And Shelby Stahlberger will come to the plate. Stahlberger was 1 for 3 officially, had a 2-run single in game number 1, and also reached on an error. And in that at-bat, 2 runs scored. So 4 of the 5 runs scored for Decorah and Shelby Stahlberger at bats in game number 1. Pitch swung on and fouled back. It is no balls and 1 strike. No score here in the second inning. Stahlberger now with 7 RBIs in limited time because she was a soccer player, so she didn't start till about a week and a half ago. Stahlberger squares to bunt, takes the pitch high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike the count. Stahlberger squares to bunt, does so right in front of the plate. Barehand pickup by Stewart, throws to first base with Bergen covering, and the sacrifice complete. 5-4. Good bunt that time by Shelby, and a good play by Stewart to retire Stahlberger. 1 down here in the second inning. Hoime moving up to second, and Jenna Iverson will bat. No score here in the second inning. Iverson 0 for 2 and did walk. The pitch swung on a fly ball into center field. Caleb is under it, angling over into right center, and she will make a 2-handed catch to retire Iverson. 2 down here in the second inning. 2 down, and Morgan Eady to the plate for Decorah. Eady getting the start as the designated player here in game number 2, hitting .278 with 5 RBIs on the season, as that one caroms away from the catcher Wood. So Maria Hoime will move up 60 feet to third base. She'll be at third with 2 down here in the second inning. 2 down, a 1-0 count on Eady, trying to come up with a big 2-out hit for Decorah. The 1-0 delivery swung on a roller, back to the circle, knocked down there by Rhodey, throws to first base, not in time. A fielding error by Rhodey will allow Hoime to score, and the Vikes draw first blood here in game number 2. Eady put it in play. Rhodey wasn't able to field it. And a hustling Morgan Eady beat the throw to first base. Hoime ends up scoring on the play, and the Vikes have scored without the benefit of a base hit. As Peyton Jurlid, a slap hitter, will look at the first one for a strike, 0-1. She played but did not bat in game 1. Hitting .133 thus far on the season. 0-1 delivery. Pitch taken on the outside edge for a strike. Is 0-2. Her average is actually 200. She's been on base 2 of 6 times and hit 1 of 5 times. Pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. So 1 run scores on no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It is a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Top of the third inning we go. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah, and Tori Hartman will bat for the Vikings. Hartman grounded to short in the first, 0 for 1. Vikings got a run courtesy of an error by Oelwein in the second inning. As Hartman swings, grounds one towards third. It's caromed off the glove of Stewart, and everyone got to be safe as Hartman will reach on the E5. 1 down, or 1 on, nobody out here in the third inning. And Lindsey Smith will come to the plate. Smith singled to left her first time up, and she'll take the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. One and 0, and the bunt up the third base side, picked up by Rhodey. Nobody's covering first, and Lindsey Smith will reach on a single. So Smith with an infield hit. First and second, nobody out here in the third inning. First and second, nobody out. And Chelsea Twait to the plate for Decorah. Twait popped to shorter first time up, 0 for 1. Twait hammers one towards left field and a base hit. And it's booted out in left field by Meska. Scoring is Hartman. Scoring is Smith. A double by Twait. Now the throw goes to the plate. Twait tries to advance from second to third. And Twait throwing out from Woods to Stewart. But a 2-run double nonetheless by Twait. And a 3-0 lead for Decorah. And ground ball towards short off the bat of Shelton. She picking it up. There is Sweeney, and she'll throw on to first base to retire Shelton for the second out of the inning. So 2 down, 2 in. 3-0 Decorah here in the third inning. And Maria Hoyme to the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Maria Hoyme here in the third inning. The pitch taken outside is 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hoyme. Two and 2 the count with 2 down. The pitch taken for, I guess I must have been behind in the count. It's 3 and 2 now on Hoyme. Pitch swung on, a ground ball towards third. Stewart picks it up, throws across the diamond, dug out nicely at first by Rosensteel, and that's that for the third inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the third. It's 3-0 Decorah. Bottom of the third inning we go. It's a 3-0 lead for Decorah, as the Vikings with a 3-0 lead right now. Tessa Stewart will bat to start things here in the bottom of the third inning. Sorry about a little difficulties we had here. Thanks to Radio Bob for coming up to the studio and fixing those. Scoring for Decorah, they scored on an error in the second inning, and a 2-run double by Chelsea Twait in the third inning. We apologize for those technical difficulties we had. Tessa Stewart will start things here in the third inning. Stewart, Bergen, and Rosensteel due for Oelwein here in the third as she swings and fouls the first pitch off. No balls and 1 strike. Updating you on the baseball game. Through 4 innings, Waterloo Columbus leading Decorah 5-3. Decorah won the first softball game here tonight by a 5-4 margin. Stewart swings and misses. No balls and 2 strikes. At the end of this frame, we will give you a play-by-play recap of this game to this point. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch is taken high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 1 and 2 the count on Stewart, with Bergen and Rosensteel to follow. The 1-2 delivery just missed the outside corner. No, taken on the outside edge of a delayed call, and Daryl Schultz, the home plate umpire, rings her up. And 1 down here in the third inning. 1 down, nobody on. 5 in a row shut down by Shelton. And Nicole, and Rachel Bergen is batting now, as Nicole was injured in that first inning. As the pitch goes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Nicole injured sliding into second base. Rachel Bergen came into play second base, moving Ashley Rosensteel over to first. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch from Lexi Shelton, and it's 0-2. 0-2 with 1 down. 3-0 the lead for Decorah. And the 0-2 delivery just missed the inside edge, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rachel Bergen. 1-2 with 1 down. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Decorah. No runs, no hits, and 2 errors for Oelwein. 1-2 delivery, swung on and missed. at a change of pace, and Lexi gets her third consecutive strikeout. And 2 down here in the third inning. 2 down, nobody on, and Ashley Rosensteel to the plate. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first, 0 for 1. Actually, Bergen must have fouled that pitch off as that one popped towards short, and it's caught there by Hoime for the second out of the inning. Must have been a foul tip on that last pitch. I was in between looking at my scorecard and looking at the field. To help you folks out at home, I should probably be looking at the field. 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth inning, or in the third inning, and Ashley Rosensteel will bat. First pitch taken low, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count on Rosensteel, who bounced into a fielder's choice here in the first inning. 1-0. Taken on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Ashley Rosensteel. 3-0 Decorah as we play the bottom of the third inning. 1-1 the count, and the pitch rolled in there. Slipping out of the hands of Shelton. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count on Ashley Rosensteel. Shelton ready in the 2-1. Taken low, it's 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Three and 1 with 2 down here in the third inning, and the pitch swung on, foul ball right field side, and lands along the fence just to our right as we broadcast from the first base side. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count now. On the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Ashley Rosensteel, coming back from a torn ACL. This is her first softball game of the summer. The 3-2 delivery rolled in there for ball 4. So Lexi walks her second. Rosensteel getting a 2-out walk here in inning number 3. And Caitlin Sweeney will bat, reach on an error back in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Sweeney, and there's a strike, nothing in 1. 0-1 the count on Caitlin Sweeney. It's a 3-0 lead for Decorah as we play the bottom of the third inning. Vikes won game 1, 5-4. Here's a ground ball to the right side, picked up, or actually went right between the legs of Maria Hoime at second. And an E4, third of the night for Decorah, will allow Rosensteel to move to second base and Sweeney to reach. So first and second with 2 down, and Brooke Meska to the plate. She's been up 5 times tonight. She's been on base 5 times tonight. 4 for 4 in game number 1 and drew a walk in inning number 1 of game 2. First pitch outside from Shelton, 1 ball, no strikes. The Vikes have their first 3-game winning streak of the season right now. The 1-0 delivery, pitch taken high. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Vikes won last night over Oelwein after winning the final game of the Jessup tournament on Saturday against Gladbrook Rhinebeck. Vikes will have doubleheaders in conference play the next 2 nights. 2-0 delivery, outside for 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 the count with 2 down. Shelton ready in the 3-0 offering. Is taken on the outside edge for a strike. It's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike to count. Shelton ready in the 3-1. Outside and wild for ball 4. But since 2 runners were on already, it won't go as a wild pitch. And the Huskies with the 2-out rally due to Decorah generosity here in the bottom of the third. And Emily Woods will come to the plate. Woods popped to short in the first, 0 for 1. Woods 0 for 1 on the night. Shelton ready in the first offering, hits her. That's the third time Woods has been hit by a pitch tonight, and that'll force home a run. It is 3-1 as Woods gets an RBI the hard way by getting hit by the pitch. Woods with her 5th RBI of the night. Swaney at third, Meska at second, Woods at first, Natalie McMillan to the plate. And the infield meeting in the pitching circle to talk to pitcher Lexi Shelton. Bases loaded, 2 down. We're in the third. It's 3-1 Decorah. Vikes won game number 1. 5-4 as the pitch swung on a fly ball down the left field line and foul. No balls and 1 strike as McMillan swung at one over her head once again. McMillan grounded to short her first time up. 0 for 1. Oh, 0-1 delivery. Swinging a foul at the plate in the senior Shelton versus 8th grader McMillan matchup. It is no balls, 2 strikes the count. 0-2 delivery. Just missed the inside edge. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. To Natalie McMillan. 3-1 Decorah here in the bottom of the third. And the 1-2 delivery. Here's a roller towards third. Iverson will field, take 2 steps back, and tag the bag for the first force out. And that's that for the third inning. 1 run scores on no hits, 1 Decorah error, and the Huskies leave them loaded through 3. It is a 3-1 lead for Decorah. Ashley Rosensteel will come on in relief of Abby Rohde here in the 4th inning. Rosensteel will move from first to the pitching circle. Rachel Bergen will move from second to first, and Abby Rohde now will play second base. We promised you a play-by-play rundown since we were off there for a little bit, and we will give it to you now. In the top of the first inning, Tori Hartman grounded to short. Lindsay Smith singled to left. Chelsea Twait popped to short, and Lexi Shelton fly to left. Bottom of the first inning, Nicole Bergen reached on an error. Ashley Rosensteel bounced into a fielder's choice. Swaney then reached on an error. But Rachel Bergen tried to advance from second to third. And Bergen was gunned down 4-6. Brooke Meska then walked. And Emily Woods popped out to short. In the second inning for Decorah, Maria Hoyme walked, was sacrificed to second by Stahlberger. Iverson then flied to center, and Morgan Eady, after Hoyme advanced to third on a wild pitch, reached on an error by the pitcher Roti, which allowed Hoyme to score to make it 1-0. Then Jurlid struck out to end the inning. Shelby Stahlberger smacks a single to left to start things here in the 4th inning. In the Huskies' second, McMillan grounded to short. Cole popped out to third, and Rael struck out. In the Viking third, Hartman reached on an error. Smith then got a bunt single. Twait brought them both home with a 2-run double. Twait was retired trying to go to third base after the throw went home. Then Shelton grounded to short, and Hoyme grounded to third. It's 1-0 now on Iverson. The next pitch outside for 2 balls, no strikes. In the Husky third, Stewart struck out looking. Rachel Bergen, who's now in the game, popped out to short. Rosensteel walked. Swaney reached on an error as Iverson grounds one towards Stewart. Stewart goes to second base. Rohde makes a 2-hand above the head catch to record the force out. A fielder's choice 5-4 and 1 down here in the 4th inning. Continuing with the Husky third, Meska then walked. Woods was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded to make it 3-1, and then McMillan bounced into a 5 unassisted putout. And we have a pinch runner for Iverson at first base. I believe this will be Riley Hubka. It will be. Hubka will run at first for Iverson, and Morgan Eady, who put it in play, and good things happened in that 4th inning, will stand in. She reached on an error which allowed the initial run of the game to score. It's a 3-1 lead for Decorah as we play the fourth inning. First pitch high and outside to Morgan Edie. 1 ball, no strikes. (1-0). Swung on in a foul ball right side and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Decorah baseball still batting in the bottom of the fifth, has taken a 6-5 lead on Waterloo Columbus. Dustin Carey with the 3-run homer to put the Vikings up. Here's ground ball to the left side, fielded back short by Sweeney. Tried to go to second. Throw was late. Throw gets by Roti. Moving up to third will be Hupka, and she's going to try to score. Throw to the plate, not in time. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah. So Edie will reach. The throw would have been late, so we'll give Edie a single, but the throwing error will allow Hubka to score all the way from second. An unearned run, but it counts on the board. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah, and Peyton Jurlid will look to keep the inning going. And the first pitch is taken low. 1 ball, no strikes. Edie, the runner at first. 1 in, 1 down, 1 on here in the fourth inning. 1-0 delivery, and Drilla tried to bunt and bunted her way through it. It is 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Peyton Drilla, the 8th grader, who's gotten the last few starts at shortstop for Decorah. 1-1 the count on Peyton Drilla. The 1-1 delivery taken at the knees for strike 3. I was behind a pitch on the count, and Drilla gets rung up for the second time tonight, and that's the second out of the inning. So 2 down and a runner at first. 1 in, 4th inning. 4-1 Decorah, and Tori Hartman to the plate. She'll look at the first one low. 1 ball, no strikes. Hartman grounded to short in the first and reached on an error and scored in the third. One and 0 the count. And the pitch. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Hartman batting for the 3rd time in 4 frames. Decorah has 5 hits on the night. The pitch outside. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. The count on Tori Hartman. So the Vikes have gotten the run back that they gave up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-1 delivery outside for 3 balls and 1 strike. Decorah won game 1, 5-4. They're looking for the sweep here in game 2. They lead it by a 4-1 margin. 3-1 delivery taken beneath the knees for ball 4. So Hartman on for the 2nd time in 3 at-bats. Edie pushed up to second base on the play. 2 down, or 2 on, 1 in, 2 down. And Lindsey Smith to the plate, who's 2 for 2. Single to left in the first, bunt single and a run scored in the third, and she'll look at a strike, 0-1. 4-1 Decorah, we play the 4th inning. Lindsey on the night with 4 hits and 6 at-bats. The pitch swinging a foul back. And Rosensteel ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Nothing in 2 on Smith. Oh, 2 delivery. Swinging a foul back. It is 1 ball, or still no balls and 2 strikes now. Change up taken low. It caroms away from the catcher Wood, so moving up 60 will be Edie and Hartman. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, end of 5 of the baseball game at Decorah. Decorah leading Waterloo Columbus 7-5. 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Vikes get 1 back, 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave 2. We're halfway home in game 2 of this doubleheader. Decorah leading Oelwein 4-1. Bottom of the 4th inning we go. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah. The Vikings with a run in the 2nd inning. Morgan Eady reaching on an error to allow a run to score. And that run scoring was Maria Hoyme. Vikes got 2 more in the 3rd inning on a 2-run double by Chelsea Twait. And they added another in the 4th inning as Riley Hubka reached on a throwing error, actually scored all the way from 2nd on a throwing error by the shortstop Caitlin Sweeney. Heidi Kolb will bat to lead things off here in the 4th inning. The pitch taken outside. It is 1 ball and no strikes to count. Kolb popped to 3rd her first time up, 0 for 1. And the pitch taken low and outside. It is 2 balls, no strikes to count. Two-0. Swing and a looper towards short, and a diving grab is made by Peyton Jurlid as she angled to her right, lunged at the perfect time, and came up with the ball. 1 down here in the 4th inning. Hang a star on that play. And after Oelwein got 5 of their 7 leadoff runners on in game 1, they've only gotten 1 of their 4 as Rael bunts right back to the circle. Low throw by Shelton to Alcock at first base, but Becca digs it out nicely, and that's the 2nd out here in the 4th inning. So 2 down, nobody on. Tessa Stewart, who struck out looking her first time up, will come to the plate. She's 0 for 1, a 4-1 lead for Decorah as we play the 4th inning. Stewart squares to bunt, pulls it back, swings and fouls it off. No balls and 1 strike to count. Oh-1. Swing and a foul back. It is no balls and 2 strikes to count now. Nothing in 2 from Shelton, who does have 2 strikeouts on the night. 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And for the 2nd time in 4 frames, the Huskies go down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 5th. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah. Top of the 5th inning we go. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah. They have 5 hits. The Huskies without a hit to this point. Decorah has committed 3 errors, though. And the Huskies have committed 2 errors to this point. Again, if you're just joining us, Morgan Eady got the Vikings on the board in that 1st inning, reaching on an error with 2 outs to allow Cassie Hoyme to score. That made it 1-0. Vikes got 2 more in the 3rd inning on a 2-run double by Chelsea Twait to score Tori Hartman and Lindsey Smith. That made it 3-0. A bases loaded hit by pitch by Emily Woods in the bottom of the 3rd inning made it 3-1, but the Vikes made it 4-1, scoring on a throwing error by the shortstop Caitlin Sweeney to allow Riley Hupka to score all the way from 2nd base in the 4th inning. Chelsea Twait, who got the 2-run double in the 3rd inning, will look at the first one outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 delivery, swing and a miss. It is 1-1 now on Twait. 1-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the 5th inning. The 1-1 delivery. It sails outside for 2 balls, 1 strike now. Twait. 4 RBIs against Husky pitching this year. The pitch swung on and missed. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4 of her 12 on the season. 2-2 the count. The pitch swung on, driven towards left center field. Retreating is Kolb in left center. Lunges after it, can't get there. Twait will put the brakes on at second base with her second consecutive double. Vikes now with 6 hits. The Twait hits are the only extra base hits on the night. A runner at second and nobody out, and Lexi Shelton to the plate. And a 4-1 Decorah lead here in the 5th. Shelton 0 for 2 here in game 2. Fly to left in the first and grounded to short in the third. 0 for 2. First delivery to her from Rosensteel. For a strike, it's 0-1. Pitch swung on, loop towards third, and it's caught there by Stewart, who made the play and bluffed to throw to second to get Twait back to the bag quicker than she had planned. 1 on, 1 out here in the 5th inning, and Maria Hoime to the plate. Hoime swings late at a quick one from Rosensteel. No balls and 1 strike. Hoime walked and scored in the second, grounded to third in the 4th. The pitch looped towards short, and it rolls up the middle and just kind of dies. Sweeney feels it at shortstop directly behind the bag, but she won't have any play. So Twait moves up to third and Hoime to first on an infield single. First and third with 1 down, and the Vikes try to break it wide open. It's a 4-1 lead here in the 5th, and Shelby Stahlberger 1 for 1 with the sacrifice will bat. Shelby swings and misses at the first one. Hoime takes off from first and will take second uncontested. No balls and 1 strike to count. 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss. It is 0-2 on Shelby Stahlberger. 0-2 the count. And the pitch swung on a ground ball to the left side. Sweeney makes the play, throws on to first base. Stahlberger beats it out. Infield hit to allow Twait to score and Hoime to reach third. It is now a 5-1 lead for Decorah. So Stahlberger now with 3 RBIs on the night and is 2 for 2 here in game 2. And Jenna Iverson will come to the plate. Iverson swings the first one, fouls it third base side off the light pole and carries behind the Decorah dugout. No balls, 1 strike. Iverson flew out to center in the 2nd inning and reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 4th. 0-1. Pitch taken outside corner for a strike. Stahlberger takes off and takes second uncontested. And it's no balls, 2 strikes on Jenna Iverson. 0-2 with 1 down. The pitch swung on and fouled at the plate as Iverson reached for the changeup and barely got a piece. Rosensteel on in her 2nd inning of relief. Rhodey threw the first 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeouts. The pitch to Iverson, fisted foul back to the screen, third base side. 0-2, the count remains. Nothing in 2 with 1 down. Hoime at third and Stahlberger at second. 0-2 to Iverson, sprayed into left field on a base hit. Hoime will score. Stahlberger will score. Iverson will stand at second with a double. It's a 7-1 lead for Decorah. Iverson, a 2-run double here in the 5th inning to get home Hoime and Stahlberger. It is her 2nd double of the year, and RBIs 11 and 12. And Morgan Eady will look to keep the fun going. Twait and Iverson now the team leaders in RBIs with 12 as Morgan Eady looks at a strike on the inside edge. No balls, 1 strike. Edie reached on an error in the second inning to allow a run to score with 2 outs, and reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Next pitch inside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. 7-1 Decorah leads it here in the top of the fifth inning. They won game 1 of the doubleheader 5-4. Here's a chopper to the right side, picked up there by Rhodey. Underhand toss to first base. Bang, bang play. Edie retired for the second out, with Iverson moving up to third on the plate. 2 down. And a pinch hitter coming in. I believe this is going to be Tess Oelwein. Yep, it will be Tess batting for Peyton Jerlett. Oelwein getting her first action of the night. She did get some at-bat opportunities prior to some of the soccer players coming back on the season. Tess, 3 for 19, calculating out to 158. First pitch to Oelwein, swung on and missed. Healthy cut, no contact, 0-1. Vikes with a 3 spot here in the fifth inning. Stahlberger an RBI single and a 2-run double for Iverson to extend the lead to 7-1. Pitch out of the zone, taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Oelwein. Peyton Jerlett in her first 2 at-bats had struck out twice, but I imagine Jerlett will re-enter the game. Pitch swung on and missed. It is 1-2 now on Tess Oelwein. 7-1 Decorah. We play the top half of the fifth inning. 1-2 with 2 down. The pitch swinging a foul back. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Tess Oelwein. One-two. Changeup slipped out of the hands of Rosensteel, and it goes way high. Deuce is wild on the Decorah pinch hitter as Oelwein smacks one into right field and a base hit. Tess Oelwein gets her first RBI of the season as Rosensteel now snaps throw to first base, back to the bag. Diving after a big turn was Oelwein. A 2-out RBI single for Tess, and it's now an 8-1 lead for Decorah. Iverson comes home as Oelwein doing a good job of waiting back and going the other way with the off-speed offering. And now Tori Hartman will become the eighth batter of the inning. And Tori looks at a strike, 0-1. Tori grounded to short in the first, reached on an error and scored in the third and walked in the fourth. A 4 spot here in the fifth for Decorah. They lead at 8-1. The pitch swung on, hammered deep center field, but Megan Call misjudges it. It goes over the wall. A home run for Tori Hartman. .10-1 on the Tori Hartman home run. She hit one to the fence and straightaway center in game number 1, which ended up being a triple. And that one goes just to the left of the 220 sign in straightaway center, and Decorah now leads it by a 10-1 margin. That's the 6th home run Decorah has hit this year. 3 by Chelsea Twait, 2 by Jenna Iverson, and 1 there for Tori Hartman. .10-1 the score, and Lindsey Smith will become the 9th batter of the inning. A 6 spot here in the fifth for Decorah as Smith pops one on the infield. Roti retreats and makes the catch to retire the side. 6-run score on 6 hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. It's 10-1 Decorah. Top of the order due here in the bottom of the fifth inning after a big top of the fifth for Decorah as they score 6 runs. RBI singles by Stahlberger and Tess Oelwein, a 2-run double by Jenna Iverson, and a 2-run homer by Tori Hartman. And the lead now for Decorah is 10-1. Decorah won game 1 of the doubleheader by a 5-4 margin. As the pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes on Rachel Bergen. Bergen swings and misses at a drop ball. It's 1-1. Rachel Bergen came in to replace Nicole Bergen, who left the game after being injured on a slide in the first inning. 1-1 pitch taken low. That hits home plate. Karam's out of play. Was retrieved very well by Jeff Oelwein in the crowd. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Pitch swung on a ground ball towards third. Gobbled up nicely by Iverson. She'll throw across the diamond for the first out here in the fifth inning. So 1 down, nobody on. Ashley Rosensteel to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, walked and scored in the third. The pitch is low and inside for 1 ball, no strikes. Shelton ready, 1-0. Taken up, 2 balls, no strikes. Lexi got the save in game number 1. Got a win over Oelwein last night. Trying to be a part of all 3 decisions here in game number 2. Pitch taken for a strike at the knees. And it is 2 balls, 1 strike on Ashley Rosensteel. Shelton has retired 5 in a row. The most she has retired consecutively in this game is 6. Is that one off the end of the bat? Knocked down by Shelton. Glove picked up by Peyton Jurla. Throws to first base, but the throw is late. An infield hit for Rosensteel. Jurla did all she could to get there, but couldn't quite do it. And Rosensteel will get a pinch runner. That is Abby Ryan at first base. Through 5.5 in the baseball game, a 6-run 6 for Waterloo Columbus. They now lead it 11-7. Caitlin Swaney has reached on 2 errors by Maria Hoyme at second base here in game number 2. Shelton ready in the first offering. Taken at the knees in for a strike. It's 0-1. 10-1 Decorah. We play the bottom of the fifth. The pitch goes high. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. One. Change up, loop toward second. Caught there by Hoyme. And that's the second out of the inning. She bluffed a throw back to first. Abby Ryan dove back before she had the time to throw. And 2 down and a runner at first here in the fifth for Brooke Meska. Meska has walked twice in this game, once in the first, once in the third after a 4-for-4 performance in game number 1. And the pitch blown outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. (10-1) Decorah here in the fifth. The pitch sails high. It's 2 balls, no strikes. From Shelton. (2-0). Outside again for 3 balls and no strikes now. Lexi with the 3-0, well high for ball 4. So Meska has been on base 7 times here in this doubleheader. And Shelton, who did not walk a Husky batter last night, has walked 4 tonight. Decorah has also had 3 errors, but fortunately for Decorah, the Huskies haven't come up with the big hit. They left 11 on base in game number 1, and they've left 5 on through 4 here in game number 2 as Emily Woods will look at the first pitch for a strike, nothing in 1. 10-1 Decorah here in the 5th, 2 on, 2 out. Woods popped to short her first time up in the first and was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 3rd. The 0-1 taken up. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Shelton ready. Changeup swung on and missed. Runners try to advance. Throw down to third base, not in time. And following Ryan's move to third, Meska will move to second. So 2 down. 1-2 the count on Emily Woods. Shelton ready in the 1-2 offering. Swung on, foul ball, third base side, and out of play. So it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Decorah leads at 10-1, looking for the doubleheader sweep tonight. The pitch is taken low for 2 balls, 2 strikes. So now the deuce is wild on Emily Woods. Shelton ready. The 2-2 offering. Swung on a ground ball towards third. Bobbled there by Iverson, but she'll apply the tag to Meska as she tried to slide her way to third. And the inning is over. So 1 hit and 2 runners left. We head to the 6th inning. It is a 10-1 lead for Decorah. One ball, 1 strike, the count on Bree Twade as we return to live action. 1-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the 6th inning of a 10-1 lead, or a 10-2 lead for Decorah. On that fielder's choice play, in which Brooke Meska was tagged out at third, the runner going from third to the plate has been retired as that one popped up. Third base side test. The Stewart bobbles and can't come up with it. It ends up in fair territory. And reaching second base will be Chelsea Twait. Twait on the error will reach second base. 1 down here in the, or nobody out here in the 6th inning. And the umpires will discuss things, and they're going to rule that one a foul ball out of all that. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on Chelsea Twait. One and 2 on Twait was Shelton to follow as the pitch taken up. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball left field. Underneath it is Meska. She will make the catch, and that's the first out here in the 7th inning. Or in the 6th inning, I should say. A fly out to left field here in the 7th. One down, nobody on, and Lexi Shelton to the plate. She's 0 for 3 here in game 2. As the pitch taken outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Vikes lead it 10-2 here in the 6th inning. The 1-0 delivery is taken on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. One to Lexi, swung on, popped up, foul ball right side, and that one is going to land near the fence. Bergen came over, kind of lunged, but Bergen, who's playing for the first base for the injured Nicole Bergen, kind of didn't know where that fence was and played it rather safe than sorry. Pitch, swinging a foul back. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lexi Shelton. Maria Hoime will follow here in the 6th. A 10-2 lead for Decorah. 1-2, swing and a foul back to the screen, so the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoime to follow here in the 6th inning. Vikes eligible for some A&J Petersburg insurance runs here. 10-2, the Vikes with the advantage. The 1-2 delivery outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Change-up taken at the knees for strike 3. So Rosensteel down on strikes. And there are 2 down here in the 6th inning. Baseball update. Columbus leading Decorah 11-10 in the 6th inning. Hoime swings and fouls the pitch way right side and out of play. No balls, 1 strike. Hoime walked and scored in the 2nd, grounded to 3rd in the 3rd, and singled and scored in the 5th. A 10-2 lead for Decorah here in the 6th. The pitch smacked foul, first base side, landing on the fencing just in front of us, and it's no balls, 2 strikes on Maria Hoime. Nothing in 2 the count. 0-2 with 2 down, and the pitch swung on a ground ball towards short. Sweeney there to make the play, throws on to first base, and on a bang play, Hoime retired 6-3, and the side is out here in the 6th. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 6th, and it's 10-2 Decorah. Bottom of the 6th we go. It's 10-2 lead for Decorah. Natalie McMillan will come to the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the night and grounds 1 foul on the 3rd base side. No balls, 1 strike. McMillan grounded to short in the 2nd and bounced into a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Pitch, swing and a foul as she reaches for a off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2 from Shelton. Lexi ready, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Stauber tries to lunge at the tag. Instead, she has to throw to first base. And a 2-3 put out with Alcock recording the put out. And there's 1 down here in the 6th inning. 1 down, nobody on, and Heidi Kolb to the plate. Popped to 3rd in the 2nd and popped to short in the 4th. Kolb looks at the first one on the outside edge for a strike. Nothing in 1. Vikes won last night, 11-1 in 5 innings. Had to squeak out a victory in game 1 of this doubleheader, 5-4. The pitch swung on, popped up straight back, and it hits the top of the backstop bench. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2. Pitch taken low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Heidi Kolb. Shelton ready. The pitch blown inside. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vikes broke this game open with a 6-run 5th inning. Huskies got 1 back in the bottom of the 5th. The margin is 8. The pitch swung on a fly ball into center field. Tori Hartman angling over to right center will make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. And in the 6th inning of the baseball game, the Vikings have tied it up. It's 11-11. Vikes have been down 5 and down 4 the last couple of frames up there. The way that one's going, it might still be going when I pull back into town. That'd be fun. 2 down, nobody on. Michaela Riel to the plate. Pitch taken high, 1 ball, no strikes. Riel struck out swinging the 2nd. Bounced to the pitcher in the 4th, 0 for 2. Pitch swung on and missed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. One, swing and a foul, right side now to play. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shelton looking for her 3rd 1-2-3 inning of the night. Pitch swung on, or taken outside. Two balls, 2 strikes to count on Riel. The pitch outside corner, strike 3 called. Riel down on strikes, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 10-2 lead for Decorah. Top of the 7th inning we go. It's a 10-2 lead for Decorah. We apologize for the cell phone / computer issues tonight, but some of that stuff is an inexact science. As we go to the top of the 7th inning. What you missed in the 6th was 3 up, 3 down, inning both ways. Chelsea Twait fly to left. Lexi Shelton struck out looking, and Cassie Hoyme grounded to short. Natalie McMillan struck out. Kolb fly to center, and Riel struck out looking in the 6th as Stahlberger swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Shelby having a nice night. Sacrificed a runner-up in the 2nd. Singled to left in the 4th, and singled, knocked in a run, and scored herself in the 5th. Pitch taken low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count. Vikes have taken in the baseball game a 12-11 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kyle Kane with the double, driving in the go-ahead run. Pitch taken low by Stahlberger. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vikes eligible for some E&G and Petersburg insurance runs here. 2-1 the count. The pitch taken low. It is 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Iverson and Edie to follow here in the 7th inning. 3-1 delivery, swung on, popped up, third base side, and a running grab is made in foul territory by Tessa Stewart. And there is 1 down here in the 7th inning. So 1 down, nobody on. In case you're just joining us, Vikes won game 1 5-4. Huskies left 11 runners on in that game. Offensively, Shelby Stahlberger with 2 RBIs. Lexi Shelton and Chelsea Twait scored a couple runs in that game. The pitch taken high by Jenna Iverson. 1 ball, no strikes. Iverson fly to center in the 2nd. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 4th. Had a 2-run double and scored herself in a 6-run 5th. Pitch swung on and missed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Iverson. Tori Hartman got the win. 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Shelton picked up the stave in Game 1. Pitch swung on, fouled away. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vikes took an early lead in this one. In the second inning, Morgan Edie reached on an error to score. Maria Hoyme added 2 more in the third on a 2-run double by Chelsea Twait. Pitch swung on and missed, and Iverson down swinging, and there's 2 down here in the 7th inning. Huskies got 1 back in the bottom of the 3rd inning with 2 outs. Emily Wood was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded and make it 3-1. Vikes got 1 back in the 4th inning. A throwing error by Caitlin Sweeney, trying to get a force out at second base, and Riley Hubka, a pinch runner for Jenna Iverson, scored all the way from second. Morgan Edie takes the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. That made it 4-1. Vikes broke it open with the 6-run swing to the first base side, picked up there by Nicole Bergen. She'll retreat and tag the bag to retire Edie and the side here in the 7th inning. 3 up, 3 down. Huskies need 8 to keep it going, and they are up by a 10-2 margin. And we'll keep the scoring recap going in that 5th inning. An RBI single by Shelby Stolberger, a 2-run double by Jenna Iverson, an RBI single by Tess Ollinger, and a 2-run homer by Tori Hartman, the second of her career. She had one down at the Jessup tournament her sophomore year. I looked at quick stats a year ago, and I decided just to send a text message to her mom, figuring she would know, and Trish passed on that knowledge to me. So, Huskies got 1 in the 5th inning, 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, a ground ball that was bobbled at 3rd by Jenna Iverson. She ended up tagging a runner going from 2nd to 3rd. Abby Ryan scored before the tag was applied, and since it wasn't a force-out situation, the run did score, and that made it a 10-2 ball game. So, Tessa Stewart will start things here in the 7th inning. She is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts against Shelton. First pitch goes high, 1 ball, no strikes. Lexi tried to pick up the win, which would be her second in a little over 24 hours against Oelwein, and she also picked up a save in Game 1. Next pitch taken low. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch taken low. 3 balls, no strikes. Lexi has walked 4, but only given up 1 hit on the night. And that one straight down Broadway for a strike. It's 3-1. Shelton looking for her 4th win. The pitch outside for ball 4. 5th walk of the night for Shelton after having 0 last night. And Rachel Bergen will bat, 1 on, nobody out. Huskies with a lot of work to do, trailing by 8. Vikes trying to get their 4th win in a row, and their 7th on the season. The pitch goes low. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Rachel Bergen. Bergen in her 2 previous at-bats popped to 2nd in the 3rd and grounded to 3rd in the 5th. Pitch taken low, snap throw to first base, back to the bag. Standing is Tessa Stewart. Two balls, no strikes. Pitch in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Lexi ready. 2-1. Well high for ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike to count. Seven of the 8 pitches out of the zone from Shelton. The changeup is fouled at the plate by Rachel Bergen. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2. And foul. Bergen got around late on it, fouling up the first base side. Three and two the count. 3-2. Swing and a miss at a drop ball, so a good job of battling that time from Shilton. She was down 3-0 and gets the strike out. And Ashley Rosensteel to the plate, hit into a fielder's choice in the first, walked and scored in the third, and walked and her pinch runner scored in the second. Shelton picks it up, throws to second base, and threw it late. That is something that has happened way too often this year. You're up by 8 runs, getting out at first base, and you'd have 2 down and a runner at second. There's no reason to even consider going to that runner and trying to get the lead runner in that situation. That is something that has just happened way too much this year. A fielder's choice will allow Rosensteel to reach. Abby Ryan will get her courtesy at first base. First and second, 1 down. The pitch grounded foul right side. Off the bat of Caitlin Sweeney, who reached on arrows in the first and the third and popped to second in the fifth. Little things mean a lot in this game, and you know what? Early on in the season, you can forgive mistakes, but boy, oh boy, when they happen over and over again like that. There's a pitch taken low, 1 ball, 1 strike. They get harder to forgive. There's a 1-hopper fielded by Shelton. She's going to go to third base and get the lead runner there. And Shelton will now throw to second base as she bobbled the ball. Trying to make it to second was Abby Ryan. An underhand toss and a tag applied by Maria Hoyme. And that's going to be the ball game. So Ryan throwing out at second base from Shelton to Hoyme on kind of a weird play. Shelton got the force out at third. Iverson threw it back to Shelton in the circle. Ryan tried to move up to second base. An underhand toss got her at second, and that's going to be that. The Vikings complete the sweep of the doubleheader, 10-2. 10 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors and 4 left for Decorah. 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, and 9 left for Oelwein. Winning pitcher Lexi Shelton, 4-7. Abby Roti, the losing pitcher, 2-10. Last check going into the 7th. Decorah leads Waterloo Columbus in baseball, 12-11. Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So, as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, that's right, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. We thank also Radio Bob for coming up a couple of times and getting us back dealing with our computer and cell phone issues tonight. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. We know you enjoyed the outcome. Vikes win game 1 5-4 and take game 2 10-2. Vike baseball at Cresco tomorrow night at 7:20 on AM 1240 KDEC. Vike softball Thursday night at Waverly 5:50 will be the airtime on AM 1240 KDEC. So for Radio Bob, back in the studio, my name is Darren Swenson saying so long from Oelwein. Vikes take 2, 5-4, and 10-2. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night from Cresco.